Loading.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
How's it going? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, guys.
Yeah.
A little bit nicer weather out today.
Yeah.
Freaking sucks here.
No? You guys are
It's like
in
night.
Minnesota?
No,
I'm in Minnesota.
Florida.
Yeah.
Man, I love Florida, but the heat, man. I was in Florida. I was in Florida for a vacation probably like 2 years ago. It was Orlando, and we went to Disney, and that was a trip. And I literally got off the plane. And it was like an oven. It was an oven. It wasn't dry heat. It was
yeah.
Oh no.
It was wet heat.
Yeah.
Sticky heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about 30 minutes north of Orlando.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was
attractions and Daytona Beach.
Yeah, I was surprised Disney is not in Orlando. That's what I was surprised about.
Yeah, it's in the south side.
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? I was looking for Mickey Mouse off the plane.
I've only been to Florida once, and I went to Clearwater. I did make the trek to Busch Gardens in Tampa, but I pretty much stuck to Clearwater.
Yeah.
But yeah. 3 weeks till the draft. Really not a lot of news across the NFL the last couple weeks, except for Trey Lance getting traded to the Chargers. But
that was interesting.
Which I thought he was in the CFL. Could they just do that? Or did he not officially sign?
I don't know how that works.
It might own the rights to him, I guess. It might still own
that's
his rights
fair.
until he starts a game. Like,
I suppose.
Where did he go?
He went to the Chargers.
Oh, he's never gonna play.
So
He's never gonna play.
Nor should he.
Yeah, he's not. Nor should he. Yeah.
Which, speaking of that, I don't know if anybody in here watches the UFL, but Kellen Mond is the starter for San Antonio. And when Mike Zimmer said we don't start him because we see him every day in practice, yeah, he's brutal.
Yeah, that's terrible. I couldn't imagine him being that bad. We don't start him because we see him in practice.
Yeah,
man, I didn't know he was that bad.
Yeah,
well,
which is crazy because
too.
What's that?
Cam Dantzler's playing and Miles Dorn. I saw they're both on rosters.
Dantzler?
I didn't know Dantzler.
Wow.
Yeah. He came out and said that he's finally matured and realized how immature he was when he was drafted, and like what? Like I remember he had a kid when he got drafted, and all of a sudden now he's mature enough. I'm like, dude, what's up with you?
Sarah's saying Harbaugh could be the Lance Resurrector. Possible. I just don't think you ever need to get there with Herbert.
How's your off season been? We were talking backstage about your off season. I was actually interested in what you guys were doing. Had a phenomenal year last year. I mean, our years ended similarly the same, so
across the board, best divisional record in NFL history. We go 0-3.
That was wild, man.
It's been a pretty A+ offseason. I mean, Quasey came out and said it the best that he really just kind of built us up for January football, where we looked at where we lacked last year, and it was interior O line and D line. So we go out and get Josh Allen, Hargrave, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries. So definitely fix the interiors of both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and you have a rookie quarterback as well, like rookie contract rather. So you're,
he's
you can call him rookie. Yeah,
Right.
In Detroit land, second year. He's only in his second year. Like, there's always excuses. I don't know. Like, Tyrion's only in his second year. He'll be all right. Like,
well, I mean, we heard it with Jordan Love. He was in his fourth year as a first-year starter. So he's a first-year starter. He's had 3 full years of practice and development. Like, let's be real.
I remember. I'm gonna give you a nugget here. In Detroit land, Hendon Hooker. He's in his second year. He's supposed to be the best. That's the only time he's supposed to be the best backup quarterback in the world. He's like, that's the only time they hold a person to this incredibly. But I like your channel. I actually like I like what you guys got going down here. Like the Find Us at Roku TV, man. I really like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
It's a fun show.
We try to keep it interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a 19-week season plus playoffs, but a 52-week show. So always had a fun stuff to bring up.
Been saying the Vikings improved the most in the North. I think Chicago did.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah.
It makes me very mad too.
I mean, Minnesota and Chicago are in the same boat in the offseason. We both took flyers on guys who didn't play all of last season, who had injuries, and were betting on their health with their prior success. So it made, on paper, both teams freaking had phenomenal off seasons. But you're looking at Fries, who didn't play an entire season. Allen didn't play an entire season. Got guys who, if they're healthy, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's, I know, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Ryan Kelly lobbied for us to bring Fries in. And I'm not a huge, I like Fries and I like what he did, but in his past, if you look back, he hasn't been 100% consistent. And he started to show that last year and then he got hurt. So hopefully he can build, and he's in his 4th year now or 5th year. So he's got that development time that most people say guys need. That 3rd year for offensive line is huge. Right. And he's got it now. So hopefully he can build on that after the injury, but it still makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, at least with Will Fries, I'm not super nervous about his injury because it was a broken leg. That's not really something that's gonna it's not a reoccurring. That's just a freak injury. But like Hargrave, I'm a little worried about him. Luckily, he's probably only going to play like 40-50% of snaps because we have such a rotation at defensive tackle now. But Ryan Kelly, yeah, he's another one that those soft tissue injuries, especially when you're 32 at center, that one could be a little shaky. He hasn't played a full season, I don't think, in 2 or 3 years. But we have Jurgensen at backup now that they seem pretty high on. So
yeah.
Good to have depth at the offensive line to protect JJ. And then JJ is mobile too. Like, you got to protect the franchise. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys get another guard or something like to come up in the draft, like Frazier out of LSU, or not too early on like Booker or anything. But you guys get that guy from Georgia Tech. He's a sleeper. There's a guard from Georgia Tech who's only allowed 3 pressures in his college career. Nobody's talking about that dude. I forget his name all the time, but no one's talking about that dude.
Yeah,
the issue is,
those guys, like we had talked a little earlier about, kind of trading back and guys that sit there. I mean, Donovan Jackson's one of those fringe guys, a guard from Ohio State, who could go in the 2nd round, more likely towards the back end or early 3rd, but he's a guy. Later rounds, you have a guy like from North Carolina. I didn't realize how undersized he is. Will Limpkin, I think that, Will Limpkin from North Carolina is like 5'10 and a half, 275, but he had a phenomenal season last year. But I'm like, he's so undersized. It's like, do you take a flyer on this guy in the late rounds because he showed he can play? but he doesn't have this, the stereotypical build of an interior offensive lineman at 5'10" and a half. I mean, like most of the guys we have now are over 6'3" and over 300, and he's barely breaking, I think, 270 or 275.
That's crazy.
And 10 and a half, but the dude showed he has some skills. So it's like, man, it's like I don't know what to do with some of these guys. It's like,
yeah. I'm trying to find that guy for you right now. He was really good. When I tell you he was good, he's very good. I think that if you do get a Booker or somebody like that, high end like that, or even Ratledge, to me Ratledge is high end as well.
Yeah.
I see people saying Ratledge is now his draft portfolio is all over the world. Like I see people saying second round, I see people saying first round, I see people saying fourth round, seventh round. I'm like, this guy, like the guard is better than linebacker in this draft. Linebacker is probably the weakest position.
I think you're right.
Linebacker is like it's the thinnest because it's jihad and then there's a true drop off. But if you guys, are interested in linebacker, but the guard is like disparity, like in talent wise. It's not too much of a disparity, but it's like two guys are first round, like no matter what.
Right.
And then you can have an argument about that second guy being second round.
Right.
But you guys are already there. You guys are, to me, already there as a team. So all you have to do is really probably like, and no disrespect to your cornerbacks. You did lose, I believe, a corner in the free agency.
You can disrespect them. It's fine.
No, you guys had, I just want to say RIP to the cornerback you lost through the car accident and tragedy.
Yeah.
But also, like, you guys, I think, lost Stephen Gilmore. I believe.
Yeah.
You guys had some
Griffin.
guys. Yeah. And didn't you guys lose a guy like he wanted $42 million or something? I was seeing he wanted like a lot of money from you guys, like a corner. Byron Murphy.
Yeah, we signed Byron Murphy.
Y'all signed him. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I wasn't keeping up with that situation. I seen an article said he wanted like to be the highest paid, like highest, like in history. And
we lost Cam Bynum at safety. He got paid.
I know. Okay. You can't keep them both.
Right.
Shaq Griffin was the other one we lost in the corner.
Yeah, Shaq Griffin gone. But we signed Isaiah Rodgers. We kept Byron Murphy. So.
Okay. Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah. But going back to the guard talk, I saw last week on Twitter that the Vikings have shown a lot of interest in Gray Zabel, and we kind of brought him up a little bit last week as well. Not only just because he's a position of need, obviously, but he's like a late first, early second round prospect, and he could play all along the interior and at tackle. So with Darrisaw being out, probably half of next year, it'd be great if we can take him and put him at tackle for the first year, then kick him to left guard once Darrisaw is healthy. And he's 6'6", 313. And someone was trying to say on Twitter that he's undersized.
Yeah, I don't know.
6'6", 313. If that's undersized, like what the hell are we looking for? You got to at least still be somewhat athletic to be a guard. You don't want someone like that coming in at 464.
Yeah. Just hit him with Penei Sewell is 6'4.5", and that's the NFL standard. So it's probably 6'3". Like Penei Sewell 6'4.5", and he can play left tackle. He's not, there's no undersized,
Right. I mean, I looked up the top 3 guards in the NFL, and yeah, they were all around like 6'4", between 305, 310.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I'm trying to find this guy. I can't even
Jordan
find
Williams. Does that ring a bell?
You said what?
Who?
Jordan Williams.
Greg Williams?
Jordan. I think that's his name. Georgia Tech. Just says offensive line on my list here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. His name is Weston Franklin.
Okay.
So Weston Franklin had and I'm doing a lot of like look at offensive line for my channel because it's a big request in Detroit. Like we get this offensive lineman, even though we literally signed back to all our offensive linemen. A lot of Detroit people want an offensive lineman just at least for development or at least because they have no faith in Glasgow, which is Glasgow number 60. If you know him, he had a decent year, but he's older and he seems like the weakest link. He only seems like the weakest link because you're playing along 3 guys who went to the Pro Bowl or 3 guys who were all pros. Like he's not the weakest link. and the numbers don't say he's the weakest link, but Lions fans, they
I
just
was saying,
want
wasn't he an All-Pro like 2 years ago?
who Glasgow.
Yeah.
Glasgow was dang good. Jonah Jackson was the All-Pro. Jonah Jackson was the All-Pro,
Okay.
and now he's playing for Chicago.
Your center.
You said what? Oh, Ragnow. Yeah, Ragnow.
I was thinking. My bad.
Oh, you good. You good. But if you guys get Weston Franklin, that's a guy who surrendered. He surrendered only 3 pressures. In his college, Well, no. Last year he surrendered 3 pressures, but he has less than 10 pressures in his college career at Georgia Tech. And no one's talking about Weston Franklin. People think he's a 7th round pick because his pass protection is like great, but his run blocking is like okay. And he's a little undersized. But when you start thinking about guys like Kelsey, like the little brother, you know what I'm saying? Like guys like were undersized but immediately productive. And you start thinking like, oh my God, like there's a lot of offensive linemen that go undrafted because they don't fit a criteria, but they're uber productive. You know what I'm saying? Even just Saturday went undrafted because he was short, but he was uber productive. So I think you guys should go for that. And if you guys get a running back, this is the class to do it. Like,
right.
Definitely.
Well, that's kind of the position we're in is we don't have that 2nd round pick, and our 3rd rounders a comp pick, so it's not even until the late 90s. So the amount of time that's going to be off the board between our picks, unless we trade back either to the late 1st, or I did a mock draft earlier where I traded back with the Giants. So I got the number 34 or something like that, and I got the number 65 and a 119.
Ooh,
so
that's pretty good.
Yeah, right. If the Vikings can pull off a move like that, then yeah, we can take. That changes the whole strategy. But yeah, taking the 3rd round running back when you don't have another pick until the 5th round, it's just like we don't 100% need that this year with signing Jordan Mason. But like you said, Aaron Jones is obviously 30. He's not getting any younger, so we do need Ty Chandler's just not it. We do need to draft somebody, but
yeah, I think you get Scatabo in the 4th. I know you if you can trade back into the 4th, you can get Scatabo, and he was the 2nd most productive running back in the NCAA. So you have the 2nd most productive running back. You have a guy who's like he can actually do some different things. He can pass out of the backfield. He played quarterback for a whole quarter through the injury. He's an interesting player for you guys. I'm not saying that because he's like, obvious reasons. I'm not saying that because of that. I'm saying that because like if you want a running back that's productive that you can get in a later round and you can say, I'm gonna hang my hat on this guy, or I'm a spell Aaron Jones. Like I would choose Scatabo or Harvey, or I think you'll be a little late for Omari Hampton. Hampton, right? You guys gonna miss that boat, but that's like Jahmyr Gibbs level talent.
There's quite a few guys I like in that running back class. There's Jaden Blue from Texas in the later round.
Jaden Blue, Jaden Blue. Okay, yeah.
I watched some film on him, and he's got some wheels. I like Martinez. From Miami. Harvey is one of the guys I like from UCF right down the road here. And then the other James Jordan from Oregon, very productive guy. So like I said, like you were saying too, this running back class is deep enough to where if you go 4th, 5th round, you have a guy who can contribute right away.
And I think just where you guys are at as a team, you go 14-2, and you have the best wide receiver in the league, and then you have a tight end that's older but savvy. You have a tight end in Hawkinson that's a good tight end, and then you have the offensive pieces where JJ can thrive, and then you have the defense. Because if you guys get a corner in the 1st round and you get like Will Johnson, how do you guys feel about getting like a Will Johnson or trading up for someone like that, or getting a Morrison? How do you guys feel about that?
If Will Johnson's there at 24, I'm running from my house to Green Bay up to the podium myself, and I'm hammering that pick. Like we talked about.
I've seen mocks lately where he's dropped to the mid 30s in a lot of these mocks. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, if something happened at a pro day that I didn't see, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with a lot of these mocks where he's like, I saw one where we had traded back. It's funny because someone, I I think it was from ESPN, made the same trade you made, Matt, with the Giants, and took him at 34 with that pick. And I was like, holy crap, that's like, you know, and it was like the third or fourth time I had seen him in like the 32 to 38 range being picked. So, you know, if he would drop, I'd be like, holy crap.
See, what's gonna happen with you guys, and I'm gonna tell you like this, and I know this is you interviewing me. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry if I'm taking over.
No, you're good.
You guys got a position at the right time. Like I'm gonna give you a nugget. The Lions, we drafted 2 cornerbacks last year. Those cornerbacks wouldn't even be top 5 in this draft, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So those 2 cornerbacks that we got, Terrion and Rakestraw, wouldn't even be top 5 guys because you have Jahdae Barron, who can play any position in the secondary. He's the smartest corner he's the smartest corner. I think Travis Hunter gets a lot of feedback because he's like the most hyped, but he's not the best corner. He's not essentially the best corner. He's the most interesting player. He has the most volume. He can do the most things. He's like, you think Reggie Bush or Devin Hester. He's a special player. But you got Will Johnson had turf toe. He played with turf toe all last year, and he had a productive year still. So he had like a 2nd-degree turf toe, played, crazy. Jahdae Barron's the smartest corner. And then you got do you guys play a lot of zone? Like you back up, cover 3, stuff like that?
Yeah.
No.
You do? Oh, you don't play a lot of zone? You play a lot of man on the outsides?
It's hard. I think I forgot his name all of a sudden. DC. Brian Flores. He likes to disguise a lot of zone by making people think we're playing man. But I think he's more of a man corner type of D coordinator where he'll put, because of the way he blitzes, he likes to put his corners on an island a lot of time.
Yeah. Okay. So best corner on the island, Trey Amos. Best corners on the island.
That's what I was just gonna
say. yeah. Because Trey Amos is going to give you everything he's got, and I think Trey Amos is going to play. He's a high interceptor person. He's like a high interception ratio. Noel Williams is a high interception ratio. I'm talking about guys who had 5 interceptions, 7 interceptions last year. You said what?
Are you reading off my notes?
Nah, I just
Noel Williams, I really like O'Donnell Fortune.
Fortune. Oh, yeah. What you talking about? We here. Yeah, no, this is amazing to me.
Fortune is a guy who's going to be later. One guy who's had he had academic problems one year, and he kind of had some off the field issues another year is Zach Frazier from UT San Antonio. The kid can play, but he just got to get his life together type of thing. Mm-hmm. But he's got the skills. But yeah, there's like these guys they're talking. These guys could go undrafted. Like O'Donnell Fortune, I've seen him be not drafted at all in mock draft, and I'm like, dude, this guy's got like 3rd, 4th, 5th round potential, and he's going undrafted. Like, wow.
You guys could get, because there's like 7 corners in this draft with more than 5 interceptions. I mean, Noel Williams has led the nation in interceptions and ran a 4.49, and he has the best ball skills, but he's 5'10". He played at Cal. This is the problem. Detroit, we drafted 2 corners, and then both these guys are less than 5'11". Both these guys are like, this is the 5'11" club. This is the average man. You guys could go out there. You guys can get BMO. I think Brandon Morrison is his name. You can get Morrison. You can get Darian Porter, and you guys got 6'2", 6'3" corners.
Actually, Benjamin Morrison. You mean
Benjamin? Oh, thank you. Because it's like I forget his name, like his first name. I've watched a couple of interviews with him, but ever since his hip injury, I haven't watched just too much stuff. But yes, Benjamin Morris. Thank you. Packers fan, what's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
He don't seem happy. Why you don't seem happy?
Ain't nothing to be upset about. I'm just sitting back listening is all.
Yeah, that's the same issue we have in Minnesota. I mean, all of our corners are under 6 feet. We don't have any big bodies in that secondary. So that's why I wouldn't be against drafting a safety either. Like we had talked about Starks and getting someone that's back to that 6'2" and Metellus can cover down into that corner spot because he's kind of a Swiss Army knife and just run hitman back with Starks back there for one more year or someone like that. But yeah, Barron, he's kind of floats all over that first round. I've seen him go as high as 13. I've seen him fall to us at 24. So that obviously would be an absolute slam dunk as well. But we absolutely need some size because we have speedy, like solid, sticky corners. But when you're 5'10" and a half, 5'11" going up against DK Metcalf, that's not going to do shit.
Yeah.
So
exactly. You guys did meet with a safety I liked, and I'm very upset about that. He met with you guys twice. His name is Craig Woodson. He's probably the smartest safety in the draft because he's played in 2 different systems where he was man responsibility, zone responsibility. He met with y'all twice. If y'all draft him, I'm gonna be very upset because he understands zone concepts and he used to play receiver, so I already know what that is. So Craig Woodson, he's not related to, he's not. He's a regular Craig Woodson. His parents were like doctors or something I was reading about, but I'm just saying this dude Craig Woodson, y'all might get him in like the 4th, 5th round, 6th round.
He's out west. UCLA at Cal, isn't he?
Yeah. He played at Cal.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like the quarterback of that defense for real. And they had a lot of good players coming out this year.
Again, I think corner and safety are really like both deep. There's I like Xavier Watts out of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Easy money.
Two-time All-American. Was the defensive player of the year in 23. The kid from Texas, Malamuka. No, what the hell? Mambuka.
Mambuka, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's one more from Clemson. Mickens from Clemson. What the hell's his name? Mickens. Yeah. RJ Mickens.
Yeah.
I like him too.
Mickens
but Makuba, I think it is. Yeah, from Texas. Yeah. That dude lays some thunder, but he also covers well too. So
yeah. He is my closest comp to Kirby Joseph. And I actually, on my channel, I predicted we would draft Kirby Joseph like in January. I said, this is the best corner. This is the best safety we should draft. Everybody thought it was crazy. It had 400 views. Draft time, and get back, we got 4,000 views. Like, you predicted this. I'm like, but I said in the video, this guy going to make a lot of money. And that's the problem with a safety like Makuba, is he going to make a lot of money. He get that ball. He tackles. He does everything right, and he can play man to man, play safety, he play like he can play everything. He's that athletic. Y'all get Makuba, I'd be very pissed, thoroughly pissed, because that's go ahead.
What's your take on Emanwari?
It's not a good one.
See, I was super hyped on him because of his traits, his measurables, his height. But then I saw someone basically say that he could be the next Lewis Seymour. Yeah, he's super physically gifted, but he doesn't have he doesn't really know how to read a defense. He's not a great tackler.
Yes, sir. Check this out. So the 20% missed tackle rate is concerning, but this is what I'm gonna tell you. This could be a Taylor Mays situation, or this could be a Cam Chancellor situation. So Taylor Mays was in the league. He was the greatest thing since sliced bread, played in the cover 3 system, was hitting, doing all this other stuff. But he got to San Francisco and he wet the bed. So this is a extremely volatile situation because the film is not great, but the player is great. And I feel the same way about Shamar Stewart. With me, preferably, I like production versus I like production and athleticism to meet in the middle. I do not like super productive, because if I say super productive, well, Colt McCoy was super productive at Texas. It was super productive. No, I have to have production and athleticism. So I wouldn't take him in the first round because I wouldn't take a project in the first round. You guys are in a position where you can win now, and you guys have the rookie quarterback deal. You guys have a lot of stuff working for you in a positive way. So if you want a safety, get your boy Starks, because want to get somebody that's translating to the game. You want to get a Malachi Moore. You want to get somebody. You don't want to be waiting on somebody and you in a Cadillac car and you ready to drive right now. You guys are ready to drive right now, honestly.
Yeah, don't put that.
Yeah.
I just almost every
I don't
mock
want you
draft
to drive too well. Okay, I want that Cadillac to stall. Okay.
you can get like a '98 Cadillac. It doesn't have to be brand new. Well, I see Emin Mori getting mocked in Minnesota a lot just because obviously safety is a position of need and he is such a physically gifted player. But Flores, like you said, likes those cerebral players. He likes players that get his shit. And the rumor is when he came here as our DC, he was not a fan of who was seen because he just said he just couldn't get my scheme. He couldn't get my concept. And so he never got snaps because of it. And so, yeah, I don't need that in the first round again.
Right. I think with Lewis Seen, like that was a player a lot of Detroit people wanted, and I just thought, physical traits was there and everything, but other than that, like when we look at the production, I want someone who can get that ball. I'm be very like frank and honest. Like you can't get that ball at the safety position, and if look at Brian Branch, we can do anything with Brian Branch. He can get that ball, and that's what matters. You can make a hit, that's great, and everybody in Detroit loves him to make a hit. We made a hit on the Packers. Like we embrace Brian Branch. He's like the king here. He could do anything. He can't do nothing wrong. He can go out there and shoot somebody. Brian Branch is the guy. You don't want no safety that's like, man, he can run in shorts. Can't do nothing else.
Right. Well, I think that's why Harrison Smith got that $10 million at 36 years old because he had 4 or 5 picks last year and is still just an absolute ball hawk.
Yeah. Harrison Smith was my favorite safety coming out in that draft. It was like 2007, 2008 or something. Like I was young. I was like high school. I was in high school. I'm turning 33 in a week. And Harrison Smith, I was like, this dude is, I'm turning 33 in a week. And Harrison Smith was like, I was like, this is the guy. We don't need him. We have Louis Delmas.
Yeah,
we paid for that.
I was just looking. You said a ball hawk. I was looking at Xavier Watts. 13 picks in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
that's 6 last year, 7 the year before.
And they talk about 3rd round for him at the latest. Yeah. This dude he might be the best player in the safety class.
Yeah, he may be. But I mean, talk about cerebral, being in the right place at the right time. Because safety, sometimes you get those tips, you get those overthrows, but you still got to be there to catch them. When I look at corners, I want the corner to be breaking on the ball, catching it in front of the receiver. Safety, it's a little more about just being in the right place at the right time.
Yes, sir.
And he's been doing that. You don't get 2-time All-American and Defensive Player of the Year without doing something right.
Yeah. No, you guys, you know what? You guys, I come on a lot of shows sometimes, and you guys do a good job of knowing what the hell you're talking about. And and I say this to all the content creators in Detroit as well, too. Like, if you don't know what the hell you're talking about, you don't need to be talking. But you guys, Southern Skull, as well as Matthew, you know what you talk about, man. I'm a shut up and listen because you guys know what the hell you're talking about.
You talked about predicting Joseph.
Yeah,
I wanted to take Ivan Pace Jr. in the 3rd round.
Before the show, I was telling him Ivan Pace Jr. That was a great pick, bro. That was amazing.
I had a 3rd round grade on him going into the draft, and we get him undrafted. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like, no way. This is insane. But I literally 3rd or 4th round for him, easy.
Yeah. And do you guys want to upgrade Naylor?
I think so.
Y'all better get it now. Jalen Royals. Y'all better write the name down right now. Jalen Royals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy money. Jackson Meeks, Syracuse, 1,000 yards out of the slot.
Meeks is awesome. I love Nick Nash from San Jose. Triple Crown winner last season.
See how much better this draft is? And people say it's not good.
I love this draft.
This draft is amazing.
I see guys with Utah and Scatabo, how he quarterbacked an entire quarter. I'm looking at I can't believe I forgot his name all of a sudden. Tight end from Texas Tech, played with Scatabo the year before. Dude's not oversized, not big, but they used him as a running back in the Wildcat, and he's a tight end.
Yeah.
He threw a couple touchdown passes, ran for 2. He's one of them gimmick guys you get that can, be your off-ball tight end. You're not inline blocker, but your guy you line up in the slot. and then you run the ball with him, or you put him in the backfield, and now you're looking at even more interesting shit.
Wait, you know what? I think the Bears guy talked about him. The Bears talked about him. Ben Johnson. I forgot his name because I forgot. How do you go? Anyway, he was talking about him in an interview at the owners' meeting. Like, you see what he can do, and that's intriguing. I'm like, man, don't do that. Don't. I just hate the Bears. Like, I'm just like, okay. Let me break this down with the Vikings. Okay, I hate the hype that y'all got last year. I didn't like that hype, but this is what I did before the hype preseason. I did a video with a guy named Detroit Avenue or Lions Avenue. His name is Walter Stringer. Great guy. He was like, who's going to be the team in Detroit? Who's going to be the top team going against Detroit? I watched one preseason game with y'all. That's the game JJ went off, and then I think he got hurt, or they said he was hurt after the game, and he went crazy. And then Sam Darnold came in, and he went crazy. And I was like, yeah, I think it was the third preseason game or second. It was like the middle. And I was like, yeah, the Vikings are it. And there's recorded, it's everything. I swear to God, it's everything. And it was like, the Vikings, they're young. They're not. The Vikings is the scariest team to me, bro. And y'all went 14-2, and I cashed that bet. And guess what? Someone was saying, well, what about the Packers? Now, Packers fan, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. A-Dub, nothing against you, bro. You probably live in Milwaukee. You probably not connected to Green Bay at all. You're probably a nice guy.
Actually, I'm south. I'm down south.
Oh, down south? Okay. All right. So you could just like take that off, put a Florida or a Texas thing on. I like you again. I don't like Green Bay at all. I don't. It's hard for me. It's very hard. Check this out. The last time I liked Green Bay was when y'all had AJ Hawk. Y'all drafted like all my favorite players. Y'all had Clay Matthews. That draft y'all got Dom Capers. Y'all drafted Clay Matthews, and y'all drafted, I forget his name, BJ Raji, all in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, I got nothing to root for. And I knew y'all was gonna win a Super Bowl because that Dom Capers, he was doing stuff with the 3-4 that nobody was doing. But I swear, when y'all did that foolishness in 2014, the foolishness where y'all, the Motor City Miracle, whatever y'all call it, what's his name, is coming out the tunnel with the green on. He's coming out the tunnel with the green lights. This Sunday Night Football. I hated it. I've been hating y'all since.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, that Aaron Rodgers completion to Richard Rodgers. Yeah, that shocked me too.
No, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
From that point on, I hated y'all. Like, I didn't even hate y'all when we was 0-16 and Alfonso Smith was getting cooked by Jordy Nelson all game. I didn't even hate y'all then. I hated y'all with that moment for the NFC North title. And my boy Stafford is doing what he's doing, and all goes away because this dude comes out the tunnel healthy. It was just that's when I decided to hate y'all. Like, y'all stole a moment from me. It's like y'all stole my money. Y'all stole my money. That's what y'all did. The Vikings, I've never had a problem with you guys. All you guys are gonna do is have a great team. My bad. You guys gonna have a great team. You're gonna have Randall Cunningham. You're gonna have you guys are like the best franchise to never win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Parkington. You guys had the purple people eaters. You guys had history, bro. You guys like integrated, like one of the first teams to integrate in that crop of teams with Pittsburgh, and like you guys like, and you don't win. It's crazy. You don't win. You don't win.
Moss, Carter, AB.
The fourth winning percentage in NFL history, and all the teams in the top 6 all have multiple Super Bowls.
Nah, you guys, yeah. But I didn't like y'all last year. Just know that.
Yeah.
I don't like the wide receiver.
We got a little trippy, but when we heard I had fans tell me like, "Oh, you shouldn't be excited for the season. You're going to be lucky to win 5 or 6 games because Darnold's trash." And it's like, yeah, he's not great, but like the coaches seem to think highly of him. Like Shanahan was a big fan of his. Like, who knows? With Jefferson, he might be able to do something. And then Oh, it's like, oh shit, we won 8 straight. Oh shit, we just won another 9 straight. Like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Sam
Mhm.
Darnold. Sam Darnold, if I'm not mistaken, he was in San Francisco too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
So
a backup to
so
Brock Purdy. Yes.
so it was his first. It was his. He signed with y'all in the offseason last year, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
1 year,
hmm
10 million.
Yeah, 1 year, 10 minutes. Okay, so this is what I posit, right? His first year with you guys, but it was his second year in that system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. That was gonna tell it right there. That was gonna tell, bro. You're not gonna lose in a Shanahan McVay system. Like that's who runs the league. You're not gonna lose. You can have Brock Purdy. You're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose.
Yeah.
Distributor
You
of
talk.
the football.
You're talking about a Sean McVay, Shanahan system. Funny thing, that same kind of system exists for us in Green Bay because we have one of
Yeah.
the coaches who come from there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yo, coach, I'm sorry, bro. Look, I like love. I hate your damn coach, bro. He makes y'all look weak. He doesn't make y'all look strong at all. Like he's always complaining on the sidelines like a girl. He's not like a girl. I can't say that. Anyway, he's always doing stuff that make y'all like he's crying in the camera. I know about crying. Don't lie. I know about some crying in the camera. Okay. But he like 6'4" and he can cry. Okay, because you know where he's coming from. Y'all do we're gonna be good. Like what? And he oh man, I hate the dude, bro. I hate that dude. I hate him for y'all, but I love him that he's on y'all team right now because this is my era. But I don't know why doesn't it work? I don't know why it doesn't work for you guys because it works all across the league. That Shanahan McVay system worked everywhere else,
Mhm.
but for you guys, why do
I
you
don't
think?
blame LaFleur. I blame their GM. They just struggle to draft what skill positions. They've spent how many second and third rounders on receivers, but Dobbs is average, Wicks is average, Watson's good but always hurt. Like Tucker Kraft's a good tight end, but it's just they don't have someone that can come in and be a dominant player. Reed's probably the strongest one they have, but even then, he's not a top 10 guy. They need to like that's my most curious draft out of the division this year is Green Bay gonna finally buckle down and take a first round receiver, or are they gonna take another project defender on an already strong defense? They need a top like just bully skill position player. And I kind of brought this up last week that they have this thing where it's like, well, we draft character guys, we draft people that are into our system. We don't like to draft people that kind of have like a big head, yada yada. Like Addison came out last year, we drafted him. He's like, "Oh, I'm in it for the money." Great, but you got to be good to get the money. And look, he'd be a starter on probably 8 or 10 teams right now.
Right.
So you just got to take someone that might be a little bit of a diva, might be a little bit of a head case, but that's most receivers. You need someone that can just come in and dominate and bully people.
Because Gudikins, it's
Uh-huh.
funny. Gudikins like get athletes, and Jair is the biggest head he got. Like, what is he talking about? He doesn't like guys with big heads. It's crazy. You have to have
Yeah, but
some
Jair,
confidence to play football.
right.
So let me ask
Yeah.
this, as long as we're on the topic of coaches, how much is it going to hurt Detroit losing both DCs?
Oh,
Or not
it's,
DCs, your
it's,
offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, your coordinators.
it's gonna hurt us more emotionally, not like record wise. I think we split with both teams. Like we might split with Green Bay and we might split with Chicago, because he knows us so well. And I think Green Bay is just they catch us off guard on the defensive side sometimes, and I think that is gonna hurt us emotionally. So all that bravado that we have right now is gonna be like a little lessened, but we still win 10 or so games. So it only is gonna matter if Chicago beats us on Thanksgiving or something and it's emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not
Right.
gonna hurt us because the guys we got always been in the building. Like one guy, the OC left for a year and he came back. And so he helped build the offense. And then the DC is like he's been here, bro. He's been here as a player, bro. He's been here for 6 years. I think he's got a Coney dog. I think he got a house on the river in Detroit. I think he does Detroit as the mayor. He's just I don't know. He's been here forever. But Aaron Glenn, that's a. I'm glad he's gone, bro. I'm glad he's gone because just know Aaron Glenn's the whole thing is like situational football. that's where we shine. Aaron Glenn cares about third down defense, red zone defense. He doesn't even care about the 20s, in between the 20s. He doesn't give a shit. He just take the ball away. He has like 3 things: take the ball away, stop the red zone, and stop third down. I want a real defensive coordinator because I don't like it's not that he's not a real defensive coordinator. It's like he simplified it to like this weakness, like just be dominant in these 3 phases, and that's it. That was his formula, and he'll tell you that, And we won 15 games with that formula. So
right. Yeah, y'all hired that guy from Tampa Bay, right? The defensive line coordinator or something like that, the linebackers coach, or was that just for? Yeah,
no, we hired him defensive coordinator because our defensive line, because we lost our defensive line coach. So I'm thinking we're going to move to a 3-4 multiple set because they want more speed on defense. They've been very vocal about having more speed, whatever that means. I'm not really a fan of our defense. I'm a fan of 3 players on our defense, maybe 4. I'll give Aiden Hutchinson, Branch, Kirby Joseph, and Anzalone. The rest of them. You ever have an ex-wife you don't want to see? She over there. She over there.
Yeah. I'm not happy that Chicago got all them coaches, and now they got GNT falling right into their lap at 10 as well. Like they could go from a bottom feeder to threatening the division here in about a year. And I'm not super pumped about it because Ben Johnson, he is just a crazy smart offensive partner. They did have Dunze. They got really, I think GNT and that O-line stays together and healthy. Ugh. Not super pumped.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be fun playing, y'all. It's not.
I hope like Denver trades up in front of them and take.
I can't hear you.
I was gonna say when you mentioned Chicago, when it comes to that O-line with the free agents they signed, the only one I find myself questioning is that Jonah Jackson signing.
Yeah,
that's the only one I find myself questioning.
Yeah, and they're gonna double down on that.
Yeah,
they're gonna get a guard or something in the draft, like they got to, just in case he's injured, like usual. But when he's in there, he's all pro. But it really makes me mad that you guys got good. Like I remember the Vikings already are good, but it makes me mad that Chicago spent the money. Green Bay, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did.
They got a guard.
Well, yeah, we got ourselves our own guard, a former 49er in Aaron Banks.
Aaron Banks.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And apparently, any other signings we did was supposedly we got that a former receiver from the Chiefs and McCole Hardman and a former Raider and Nate Hobbs.
You guys Hobbs Nate Hobbs?
Yeah, I like Hobbs. Hobbs ain't bad.
No, Hobbs is good. He's just injured all the time. Wait. No, go ahead. I was gonna make a joke.
That seems to be a theme in this free agent class is injured players. Hope put your money on guys who weren't 100% all of last season.
Yeah,
we did it. Chicago did it. It's
point.
Hopefully they're healthy enough to play next season. I mean, you had Chicago got Dahlman. You're taking a big risk giving these guys a ton of money. It's basically what Atlanta did on Cousin. He's coming off a huge Achilles injury, and you're going to give him a ton of money, hoping not only physically back at it, but mentally, ready to play. Hell, I went to Orlando last weekend to see Kirk at this event. He was there 5 minutes and dipped out.
Kirk Cousins just did that to y'all?
Yeah, it was like an all-pro dad event for building strong dads and families and stuff. So my stepson and I went, and he came out. He talked about that a little bit, and then he was gone. I was like, dude, didn't even sign autograph or nothing. I was like, man. Although I did hang out with a guy who works for Kirk's dad, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, his dad's a preacher, a minister here in Orlando.
Oh yeah. I seen that on what was that? Quarterback. I seen that on quarterback. Like he has a strong faith family, and that's the only thing I respect about Kirk is he has a strong faith family.
Hell, he knows how to
yeah, he's raising his kids right and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. He can't play quarterback, but he's raising his kids right.
Well, another joke you could make about Kirk Cousins is you wanna talk to his agent when it comes to hopefully getting the kind of bag that he does nowadays.
Yeah.
Every player should want Kirk's agent to represent them.
He's been stealing money for years.
Is that the same agent as Marcus Davenport?
Probably.
Wow. That was a good one. There was. What the hell?
Hey,
That was a good one.
we fell for him too, man. That's crazy that these people just keep getting these guaranteed contracts to not win.
Well, we paid this dude up to,
Twice.
You know what's funny? Yes, we get this dude up to $4.6 million this year. Up to, and the Lions go, well, he's at a $1 million deal. We're cooking. You have a guy who's about to make $1 million starting on your team. Like, a rookie deal is better than that. Like, this dude is a bum. Like, this a bum. I gotta go, guys. I gotta get ready for my show. But it was great being on here, man.
It was nice having you. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah. Hey, look, I wish I could have let y'all do the talking, but I'm sorry, man. Like the draft, man. I do my most research in the draft in the season.
Me too.
Yeah, like you guys are freaking awesome to have me on, man. And I got a lot of respect from Vikings fans right now, today. I gained a lot of respect.
As far as December.
Yeah. Well, if it's in the den, you're not gonna win. I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
As far as Packers fans, bro, I've watched you before, A-Dub, and I respect your takes, but your team, your coach, I see weakness. I see moldy cheese. I see the draft is gonna stink there. It's not gonna be good. Like, I'm sure you thought that about Detroit, but we had like 2 million people there. I'm like, nah, it's hard to beat. 1.7 is hard to beat. So good luck with the draft.
Yeah,
man.
we'll see.
Yeah, you guys, man. You guys rock. All you guys rock.
Yeah, come back anytime.
Okay. Fuck the Packers. I just had to say that.
Yeah, I don't. Is it at Lambeau or are they having some like pavilion built up in Green Bay? I haven't even seen the layout for what the draft's going to look like there.
Well, it's still a work in progress, but they probably gonna have most of it at Lambeau Field at the least. It's still a work in progress to make sure everything's ready.
Gotcha.
That's easy to prep for. I couldn't imagine. Like, I watched it when they did it in Nashville, right on Broadway there, and we went to the game this past year in Nashville, and that street was crowded just for a Vikings Titans game with all the visitors, it's a huge tourist area anyway. But I mean, the streets were crowded as hell. I couldn't imagine, they're talking, hundreds of thousands of people on that street. That's a huge undertaking for any city.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the numbers will be there. I mean, you're going to have all these Midwest NFC North teams that are going to say, like, oh, Green Bay is a close drive. It's going to be packed, I'm sure. We'll see if they can fit 1.7 million. I don't know if they'll even have the space to do that, but the first round of the draft is my favorite sports day of the year. My coworker was giving me shit the other day because I said I honestly almost like it more than opening day of the NFL. Just because there's just that kind of Christmassy as a kid excitement of the first round of the draft. I wanted to go, but
oh yeah, I kind of wanted to too, but not. I think next year it's in Pittsburgh, right?
I have no idea.
She was in Pittsburgh. But yeah, dude. I took days off of work. I'm throwing a party at our watch. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off. We have a party going on at our watch bar. It's probably tonight or someday, this weekend or next weekend, I'll watch draft day and it's why I started doing podcasts is because I love the draft so much. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Vontae Mack, no matter what.
You're right. David Putney, because I feel like it.
Yeah, no, I don't know if Minnesota. I mean, obviously, I'm sure we'll host it at some point, but I'm 100% going to go. Even the prices be damned because it's what $500 just to even get into the damn door of these things these days. But yeah,
Well, yeah, when it was in Nashville, Jesse James was still living down here. He had just busted up his leg real bad, and dude, he had got they had asked somebody up there had asked him if he wanted in on the VIP, and we got tickets and you're good to go. All you gotta do is get here. And he couldn't fly or drive or do nothing at the time. And I'm like, seriously?
oh,
Oh,
that's brutal.
I know.
I mean, I even just went to the draft party. I think they held it at the Minneapolis Convention Center the year that we drafted Treadwell. And I went there for that, and they had some players there, and it was like PA and Lieber were the hosts on stage, and that was a ton of fun. The energy was crazy electric. Every pick, because I think we were pick 20, 21 or something like that. Every pick leading up to that was just anticipation and oohs and ahs, and it's such a fun experience.
Oh yeah, I cursed last year because this will be my second annual party at the bar, and last year I was like, oh hell, not McCarthy. I wanted Knicks, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. And all of a sudden, the Vikings trade up, and I'm like, what? Wait, what? We're picking now? I'm like, holy shit! And then we take Turner, and I'm like, I did no research on outside linebackers because we had just signed Van Ginkel and Grenard, and I'm like, what? I'm like, holy crap! I know nothing about it. I didn't hardly nothing on outside rushers. I'm like, what are we doing?
Right. Well, like I've said before, all of these last few weeks, I don't really follow college football outside the Gophers. I don't really pay attention to draftable players until about the combine, and then obviously once they're drafted, I just deep dive, and watch all I can about them. But McCarthy was the one. I actually watched quarterbacks playing on all the teams. I watched all the May games I could. I watched all the Knicks games. Just because I knew that we were going for one of them, and I was pretty hyped with McCarthy. I was on the well, now that I bring him up, I can't remember his damn name, but the guy that played for the Seminoles that got hurt, I think he went the fourth round. I was actually really high on him most of the season. They were undefeated until he got hurt. I don't know. I'm excited that we got McCarthy, and I think with what he showed in the offseason last year, I think he's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I watched an interview he was on with Kay Adams at some golf tournament where he teamed up with Harrison Smith and a couple former Vikings. Oh, Adam Thielen and somebody else. They were a foursome.
Yeah.
And the interview was really intriguing and really impressive. And character-wise, he's top notch. I always question the fact that Michigan was a run-heavy defense or run-heavy offense. They had two backs. You knew they were going to run the ball, so the passing he didn't have a lot of pressure on him to make the passes. And I knew, and Bo Nix got ripped coming out his average depth of target is 6.5 yards. But I watched him throw one from the 45 of his own 45, 5 yards deep in the end zone for a strike. And I was just like, oh, I know this guy can throw the ball, but right. I'm behind JJ now, and hell, I put money on Knicks to win a Rookie of the Year last year. So
if he wasn't under Sean Payton, I would have had a lot more fun watching him because he is super talented. I just don't like Sean Payton winning. So it's if he had got anywhere else, it would have been a lot of fun to watch Knicks last year. He was an absolute laser cannon.
And the Broncos have always been my AFC team since the 80s when they drafted Carl Mecklenburg out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And fell in love with the Broncos as my AFC team then. And now it's just hard with Sean Payton. Man, I've loved this team for 30 years. It's for almost 40 years now. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me?
Right. Well, damn, we got through the episode.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, that was a fun one. 2 more weeks till the draft. Well, 2.5 weeks till the draft. So,
just next week, I'm going to come on. I don't know who else on here is a fan club president, but we have a meeting with the Vikings on Thursday night, and we're supposed to get some FaceTime with Coach O'Connell.
Awesome.
So I'll come back with notes.
Awesome.
So, I'll bring what I can in as far as, what we get out of it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's supposed to be a teleconference on Thursday night. So,
We'll have fun with that.
I'll have notes and stuff prepared for Saturday's show.
Cool. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Keep on cool, guys.
Yeah.